We are pleased to welcome our good friend Sam Crane, spokesman for Pre-K Our Way, an organization that's trying to make a difference when it comes to having universal pre-K across the state of New Jersey, right?
Yes, primarily. In 2008, the legislature and then Governor Corzine passed a law that would expand New Jersey's high-quality existing program that's in 35 school districts across the state to 102 more districts, plus assistance for students in the balance of the districts who are at risk.
Right.
Because they determined that investing in early childhood education was the way in which to improve the education system and the outcomes for those children. And let's talk about who they are.
These children are?
Yeah, these children are 3- and 4-year-olds of working parents, both of them going to work, a lot of them working 2 jobs, and whatever. And these kids need stimulus. They need this. They are like sponges at that age.
Right.
We've all seen how they just learn and learn and learn. And the results of the existing program in the 35 districts, the kids are now through the 5th grade. They're testing higher than their peers.
They're doing better.
They're doing better. And they could potentially do better in life. And I think we'll see higher graduation rates,
Sam, excuse me for interrupting. Define do better in life.
There is an organization, Fight Crime Support Kids, and they are championing early childhood education because they see the end result of a bad education system, which is incarceration and failed lives. And they believe if the kids get started early, they learn early, they'll be more successful throughout their life.
Sam Crane knows a little bit about state government. He served as the state treasurer during what years?
1992 and 93.
And back in the day when I was a young pup in the state legislature, for a very short period of time, an undistinguished period of time, Sam Crane was the most important person that legislators went to for advice on the executive staff end. And you understood that process better than most, and there's a point to this. As this last budget process happened, we're doing this program in the middle of July 2017. There was a debate and an issue, not even really a debate, but there was a $25 million appropriation for expansion of pre-K. It passed. What does it mean, Sam?
It is the initial step towards a 5-year implementation program to fund the 2008 law that I spoke about earlier.
Yes.
It is a statement by the legislature, and in this case signed by a governor, that expansion is important. It enjoys bipartisan support. And Frank, when the recent gubernatorial primary season, there were 4 major candidates supporting it, including a Republican.
And let me ask you this right now. Again, we'll date ourselves, but Ambassador Murphy is supportive?
Yes.
Lieutenant Guadagno?
Not sure yet.
Got it.
But we will be reaching out, because one of the things we've done is worked with both sides of the aisle, because these 3- and 4-year-olds, they don't know who a Republican and a Democrat is. All they know is that they need the education and stimulation, and their families know they need it. So this should be a bipartisan issue. Our leadership group is led by former Governor Florio, who I work for.
That's right.
And former Governor Kane, that we all knew very well. When you listen to Governor Kane, who is recognized as maybe New Jersey's education governor, if he could do one thing to change education, it'd be early childhood.
That's what he's told us right here on this set.
And so what we know is it works. So we don't see this as the push and pull. We believe at the end of the day—
I mean the partisan garbage back and forth.
This is about investing in the youngest New Jerseyans.
Why has it been so hard, Sam? Everyone agrees. Everyone agrees that this foundation is critically important for 3- and 4-year-olds. Everyone agrees that not doing it produces terrible results. Many of these, a significant, unfortunate percentage of these children without it wind up having lives that are not anywhere near what they could be, and some of them do wind up in prison. Why is there a debate?
I think the debate always comes down to money.
Priorities.
And priorities. And one of the things I think Pre-K Our Way has done successfully—
Your organization.
Yes. We've raised this as a priority. And then we were fortunate enough to have leadership in the legislature that adopted this as one of their priorities. Both the Speaker
right.
and the Senate President deserve all the credit in the world. They carried this across the finish line this time around. We're not done. This is initial first step, and we'll be back next spring for a fuller, higher budget amount to do more phase-in.
Let me ask you this. New Jersey compared to the rest of the nation when it comes to expansion of pre-K?
We have the best program in those 35 districts in the country.
The best pre-K program?
Best pre-K program.
So others look at New Jersey.
Right. So when you look at, we should be celebrating our success. And all we're saying is, if we're so good, what about these other children? If you live in Bayonne or you live in Belleville, across the street, in Belleville's case is Newark, and Jersey City across from Bayonne, they have 3 and 4. Those kids in those other 2 towns don't. So places like Manville and places all
working
across
class communities,
these are
people who need help. I happen to represent Belleville in the state legislature. I know it well. Those folks are hardworking people, and their children need help.
That's right. And the payoff educationally is important. The New Jersey State Chamber of Commerce is supporting expansion because they see it for a better informed and educated
So this
workforce.
isn't some, dare I call it, liberal, progressive, left-lean. No.
No. This is a proven educational success story, and we're leading the country.
Real quick on this, the target age is 3 and 4.
Right.
We've talked to some folks about younger, 0 to 3.
Correct.
There is a transition there. I mean, that foundation for those 4 years, right, is critically important. But what's so unique about 3 and 4?
They've gotten to the point where they can really start to not just learn language, but digest language. We have people arrive at 3-year-old not speaking a word of English, and half a year later, you would think they had lived here all their life. They're at that stage where they can soak up knowledge, particularly in an organized way. Now they play, they have fun, but all of it is directed towards learning. That's why 3 and 4 is so important. It prepares them for kindergarten. And if you look at schools that have done it, Woodbine, which is in far southern New Jersey, a small community started it. When you talk to the teachers, the kindergarten and the 3rd grade teachers, they had to up their game because the kids were better prepared.
How great is that?
So it lifted everybody. So there's a long-term positive.
Last question, Sam. You've, again, been involved in a whole range of governmental, political activities. Why has this seemed to be one of the most rewarding things you've ever done in your public life?
Well, first of all, I'm fortunate enough that we're working with a leadership group, and particularly my direct boss every day, Brian Marr,
Right.
Who actually believes in this.
We've had him on. He sure does.
And, you know, after having spent most of my life in the push and pull of politics, this is time to stand up for 3 and 4-year-olds.
Well said. Sam Crane is a spokesperson, actually more than that, for Pre-K Our Way, a great organization. Check them out. They're making a big difference. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by the PNC Foundation, the New Jersey Education Association, Montclair State University, PSC&G, JFK Medical Center, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, and by Partners for Health Foundation. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.